Hi, in this video we are going to see about a Java IEEE project which is entitled as Google Map based password authentication systems using tolerant distance and homomorphic encryption, which is an IEEE transaction 2025 paper. Before seeing the execution of the project, let me brief about this project. This is the IEEE base paper. Kindly note that we are not going to do the same as mentioned in the base paper. So now let us see about our proposed system. So our proposed title is GeoCrypt, a privacy preserving location based authentication and secure data access system using Paillier homomorphic encryption. Today, due to the rapid development in the technologies, the cybersecurity threats are becoming more. The main problem with the user authentication is like the users wants to have secure passwords, and also those passwords should not be saved as a plain text because those can be hacked or taken by the intruders or hackers, so that it may be a data breach. So the problem with the existing or traditional authentications or password vulnerabilities, location privacy risk, weak data access kinds of issues are available. In the existing system, some use the username and password method. So this is a very simple method, so it is vulnerable to dictionary and brute force attacks. And another existing system uses the graphical password. So here the passpoint system improved the memorability but lacked the strong cryptographic backing. And there are two-factor authentication method also, but still these relies on the credential that can be intercepted, and there are map based passwords also available. So the main disadvantages of this existing system are weak identity verification, plain text location storage, no atom throttling, insufficient access control, more monitoring and auditing. So to overcome all these issues, we have proposed the GeoCrypt, which integrates the geographic coordinates as the authentication credentials. So we are going to use the Google Map, where the user will be selecting the location and those coordinates will be used as the password, and we are not going to save those location information as a plain text in the database. We are going to encrypt that using Paillier homomorphic encryption, so that the location data is not showed anywhere, so that anyone or the intruder cannot able to get the location information. So we are going to preserve the location information. So location as the credentials, here we are going to use homomorphic encryption, and also additionally we are going to develop a secure file access. So after logged into the system, the users can able to upload the file and they can be download that file, so that they can able to have a secure file access system using this GeoCrypt. So how this GeoCrypt works? So here first initially they will be registering you by providing the username and the location coordinates as the password, and then those will be encrypted and stored, and during the login the credentials will be provided, and those credentials will be compared with the encrypted value, and then the authentication or the verification will be provided. So here you can see the core security features. So here we are using Paillier homomorphic encryption, tolerance based verification, account locking if there is failed attempts, and also IP address, ownership based file access, admin dashboard features are available in our multi-layered security. So advantages over the existing system, or here we are not going to save any data as the plain text, so we are going to store that in an encrypted format. So here we are going to apply the 3-layer security. So advantage over the existing system, or plain text coordinates are not stored, and we have 3 security layers, 100% ownership based access are the main advantages. So here you can see the system architecture. So here the client will be using the browser, and they will be registering by entering the coordinates or selecting the location in the map, and those will be encrypted and stored in the database, and whenever they are logged in it will be compared, and then the login access will be provided. After that they can able to upload the files, and then they can able to retrieve the files. If there are unsuccessful attempts, so those IP address will be tracked to the admin. So you can see the complete system architecture of our proposed system. So the main system requirements, here you can see the minimum hardware requirements and the software requirements. So here we have developed the project using Java as the code programming language. We have used JDK 33.0.1. Frontend contains JSP, CSS JavaScript, server Apache, Tomcat server 9.0.84. Database is MySQL 8.0. ID is Apache NetBeans ID 24. So this is the IEEE reference of the project, and this is the project summary. So now let us see the execution of the project. Open your Apache NetBeans IDE 24. First you need to import the project into the NetBeans IDE. Just go to the file menu and click open project. Now go to the project source code location. Inside the source code folder we have the GeoSecure authentication. Just select this and click open project. Now the project will be loaded into the NetBeans IDE. It takes some time. Here you can see the progress. Meanwhile, let us attach the database. So just go to the MySQL Workbench 8.0. Just log in by clicking the local instance MySQL 8.0. Enter the password as root and click OK. Now go to the survey menu, select data import option. Now click import from self-contained file, select this 3-dot option. Now go to the project source code folder. Inside the database folder we have the database, select it. Now click import progress tab and click start import button. So now you can see the import completed message. So just refresh the schemas part. You can see map authentication system, the database is successfully attached. As we successfully attached the database, we can close this MySQL Workbench. We can just close it. Coming back to the Apache NetBeans IDE 24, the project is also now successfully loaded into the NetBeans IDE. So now let us execute it. So just right click it and then click run and kindly wait for a few seconds. Now it asks for the authentication for the Tomcat server. I have given admin and click OK. Now you can see the home screen, a welcome screen with the project title, GeoCrypt or Google Map based password authentication system. So here we have the authentication login on the register location. So first let us register, as we don't have any login credentials. So first click the register location. So now you can see the create account page, where in the left side you can see the details like entering the username, email address, latitude, longitude, all those things. And the right side panel you can see that map. So we have used OpenStreetMap for this. So here first let us enter the username. I'll just enter the username as JP and email ID as jp@gmail.com. So here we have latitude and longitude. You can just manually enter it, or you can just place the location where you want it. For example, I'm just placing in Spain, yes, so that you can see the latitude longitude information is being retrieved and it is been showing in the text box. So here I'll just copy this in a notepad file so that we can compare the values with the encrypted values. To show the reference, I'm just saving it in a notepad file. So now you have entered the username, email ID, and the latitude longitude you can just enter manually, or you can just place the cursor in the map and you can just generate it. And then let us click the register button. So now I will click complete registration. So now it is being registered. So you can see it is being registered. So now let us log in by clicking the authenticate. So now let me click authenticate. So it will be navigated to the login page. So here you can see the login page. Similarly, the left side panel shows the user ID and the latitude, longitude, and the right side with the map with the OpenStreetMap. So here I'll just first you need to enter the user ID. I have given JP. So the latitude longitude you can just enter the latitude and longitude information, or you can just click the place of the location in the map. So I'll just place it here. So here so now I have stored that in the notepad, right? So now let us compare and see. So now you can see I have already stored it as 38.96824 and longitude as -736384. So but here you can see now it is different. So now if I click authorize session, so you can see it is spatial mismatch, and also you can see access is denied, and also you can see attempt 1 of 3. So you can just attempt only 3 attempts. If more than 3 attempts has been made, then it is you cannot able to log in, it will be blocked. So this is to avoid the brute force attack. So now let us be able to check for the another case. So now if I'm going to give the same latitude and longitude location, So I'm just entering the same latitude and longitude location, and if I click authorize session, so now you can see it is logged into the system. So now you can see the dashboard for the user page after the authentication. So now we have the dashboard showing the encryption protocol, Paillier, homomorphic encryption, and you can see stored files. We have not yet stored any file, so it is 0, and you can see privacy shield is active. So now before uploading all those things, so let us see the security profile. So in the security profile, you can see our username, the email ID. Here you can see the latitude and longitude information is different because it is been encrypted. So now you can see the original latitude and longitude is 38.968243 and longitude is -7.363804. But here you can see the latitude and longitude information is being encrypted using the Paillier homomorphic encryption. Even I'll just open the database and I'll show you. Just log into the database. In the database we have the users. So here you can see the latitude and longitude information is also been encrypted and stored. So the exact plain latitude and longitude information is not being stored, only the encrypted value is being stored to make the system secure and from the cyber threats. So next you can see the access log. So in the access logs you can see first we have entered different latitude and longitude. So you can see what is the distance error. So this much amount of distance units was available, so it is marked that, and you can see that has been failed. But after that we have given the exact location, so you can see that is success, and you can see the distance error is 0. So if I log out, now I will just authenticate by entering the, now we will just modify by few points. So let me give 30 instead of 34, and let me enter 0. So now let me give these values and click authorization. So now you can see it is been logged in. If you go to the access login, you can see the distance error. So the values are encrypted, and then it is compared with the encrypted values, and accordingly based on the few distance error it gives the authentication, because any user cannot give the exact location, there may be some variations. So up to few points it allows the authentication. So you, for example, I am just now again giving the username. So now if I am just giving this 38 as 39, and if I am just entering the 7 as 6, so now if I authorize the session, you can see it gives the spatial mismatch. So this is the attempt 1. So in this way the security is being provided. So if they tries to give more number of attempts, also it will be blocked. I will show you that. Before that, let us log into the system. So now after logged in, we have created a secure file storage system where you can upload some files and store it securely. So now I'll just click choose file. So I'll just upload some file. I'll just click this. I'll just upload this Java IEEE projects titles and click upload. So now in the my uploaded files, you can see the file name, the file size, the type, uploaded date and time. You can see if you want, if the user wants to download this, they can just click download. So the file will be downloaded and they can able to access it. So instead of just providing only the username and password authentication, so just we have created a secure file access storage so that this can be applicable and where this be applied to storing a secure file, so that exact user can only log in and they can only upload the files and they can only download their files. So now I'll just log out from this part. So now I'll go to the system administrator. So in the dashboard homepage, you can see the system administrator portal. So just select this. So it will be navigated to the admin login. So in the admin login, just enter the default username and password as admin and admin. So now you can see the admin dashboard showing the total number of registered users. There is one active user and there is 0 logged account, and you can see the 2 security intrusions. So 2 security intrusions means 2 times we have given wrong password, so it shows those things as a intrusion. So here you can see the what are the logs whenever the user, which user has given what is the IP address, and those details have been shown here. So if you go to the manage users part, you can see the who are all the users available. So the admin can able to manage the user by clicking the details, and then if you go to the analytics graph, the admin can able to see the analytics showing the threat distribution and targeted accounts. There is only one user currently, and there is 2 failed attempts, and you can see the 2 intrusions have been made and 3 valid in logins has been made. So everything has been shown. This is all dynamic according to the values that we enter to the system. It changes. I'll just show you that. So now let me log into the, I'll create another user. Okay, I'll just create Alice. Now I'll just give alice@gmail.com. So now I'll just create this one. So now I have created this Alice user and click complete registration. So now this user is being created now. So now if I go to the admin portal, so now you can see in the admin portal there are 2 users now. So if you go to the manage users, you can see the Alice. So there is no fail attempt, and you can see active part. So now let me log out. I'll just log into the Alice part. So if a user gives a wrong location, you can see the first attempt. Now I'll just give some other location and click authorization. So you can see second attempt. If I give some other place and click authorization, so now you can see 3 attempts is being made. So now if I am going to make this fourth account, you can see account is logged due to multiple fail attempts, contact admin. So why it is happening? Because 3 times if a user tries to give the wrong username and password, so it is been trying to access by some other user, not the exact user. So to avoid the intruders into the system and guess the password, so this 3 times locking is being updated into the system. So now if you go to the administrator, so administrator, and if you see there is 5 intrusions now, and you can see there is 1 logged account. So if you click the logged account, you can see the Alice has been, user Alice has been tried to attack the password. So now if you wanted to just release that, you can just click unlock node, so that it will be unlocked, so that the user can able to again log in by clicking the authenticate. Let me go to the Alice user. Now this time I'm just giving the exact username, that is latitude and longitude. So let me authorization. So now the Alice has been able to logged into the system. So now let's log out, and if you go to the admin, so now you can see there is no logged accounts, and there is 2 no users, and 5 intrusions are already been made, and you can see all the user names and the date and time of it. So if you can able to manage the users here, and in the analytical graph you can see Alice has 3 failed attempts, JPS 2 failed attempts, and you can see 5 intrusions and 4 valid access. So this graph has been dynamic according to the values that we have entered. It has been changing. So similarly what we did for the JP user, Alice can also able to upload the files, and they can also save the file. So I'll just upload some file and then click upload. So you can see the file has been uploaded, and if they wanted the file to be downloaded, they can easily download by clicking the download. So the exact user, whoever have the access of it, can able to download it. So now you can see the encrypted values, and you can see the access log showing the distance error of the logged in with the date and time of the timestamp of everything. So now let us exit. So this is all about the project Google Map based password authentication system using Tolerant, distance and homomorphic encryption using Java. And thank you for watching.